This is the Chop Saki Otaku with the top 3 video game bosses of all time. Anyway, this is just my opinion of who I think are the best video game bosses. But I hope you enjoy the episode. Number 1 is the Cyber Demon from Doom. I mean, number 3 is the Cyber Demon from Doom. I messed that up. That's what I meant to say. Number 3, the Cyber Demon from Doom, because he's just a big guy who just shoots missiles or just shoots rockets at you, and it's crazy. The best weapon to use is the BFG. I'd actually recommend typing in the cheat codes for God mode and all the weapons with the BFG to fight that guy. I can't think of any other way but cheating to beat the Cyber Demon. He was even included in Doom 2 when they had all the bad guys. He's the big bad guy. I think so he made it here to number 3. I think it's a well-deserved one. To not only be in the first Doom game, but to actually come back in the second Doom game and actually have his name in there as one of the villains that you fight in a common game, as a common villain, or as a villain as just a boss. I think so. Doom's a good first-person shooter, so the sound. Number 2 is Clubba from Donkey Kong Country 2: Diddy's Conquest. I put him up there because he's just a big green guy that has a club that has spikes on the club. Spikes on the club. That shouldn't be called a club. That should be called a kanonbo. Well, I guess it could be called a club since that kind of kanonbo is a Japanese club. But anyway, unfortunately he's not here, but he's still a great boss. So I don't have any footage of any of the bosses, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I still think he's a great boss, and if anyone plays any NES games and try this game out and play that boss, of why I think he's number 2 is just, I think, a great boss to beat. But that's about it. Number 1 is Koala Khan from Crash Bandicoot. He's number 1 because he will throw a giant boulder, well, maybe not a boulder, but at least a giant rock, I'll say a boulder, at you, and you just spin it right back at him, and that's why he's number 1. That the weapon he uses to throw at you, that you have to dodge, you get to spin and send it right back at him, and that is like crazy. I've never seen that in a video game before, where you use the boss's weapon or whatever that he's using to try to kill you against him, to use his own weapon against him to defeat him. So that was pretty amazing, and that's why I feel that he's number 1, is because he's just has a cool name, but yeah, he's number 1. know, and this is just my opinion, and if you disagree, that's okay. You can leave comments about that. And in fact, if you do, I would say make your own YouTube video saying of what bosses you think I should have put instead, or whatever, to explain how I'm wrong and stuff. And you're right, but if you disagree with any of this, you should just make your own YouTube video. And it's all just opinion anyhow, but it doesn't really mean anything. But if you played, I don't know if you played PlayStation, but if you have, you know, or played Crash Bandicoot, I think he's the best boss of all time, but that's me.